Okay, moving on now to question 9, part C. To show that S6 minus S5 equals P6, where P6 is the answer to A part 2. So I'm going to write down what S6 is, and what S5 is, and what P6 is. So I'm going to go back now to the previous parts of the question, and look what they are. So in the question before this, we had S6. Okay, S6 was 56 and S5 was 35. S6 is 36 and S56, and S5 was 35. So S6 was 56 and S5 was 35. And we're going to look what P6 is. Let's just make sure that those work. 56 and 35, right. And then it says P6. Now P6, find from the beginning of the question, P6 was 21. Okay, so P6 was 21. So we go back now to our question. Okay, so P6 is 21. Okay, those are all taken from the previous part of the question. It says show that S6, we have 56, minus S5, which is 35. You can see that gives you 21. So therefore, okay, it's true. So you have to just show that that's fine. Okay, so here we have P6. Sorry, here we have S6 minus S5 equals P6. Okay, so that's shown. Now, show by algebra that Sn minus 1 minus Sn minus Sn minus 1 is equal to Pn. Okay, so we've got to take the formula for S. S was the sequence that we had in, the second sequence. So let's go back here. Second sequence we had was Sn. Okay, I'm going to take that formula and put it down where we need it. Okay. So here we have the sum of the first n terms in terms of n, and we've got to show that Sn minus 1 equals Pn. Now what does that mean? Well, this is what it means. Okay, what it means is the following. It means if you substitute n into the formula, and you subtract from it the formula with n minus 1 substituted in the formula, you should get Pn. So this is when we substituted n into the formula. N is in place of n. But what does Sn minus 1 mean? It means when you replace the n with n minus 1. Just like S5, you would put 5 instead of n. And S10, you'd put 10 instead of n. Okay, so Sn minus 1, you put n minus 1 instead of n. So you have a 6 times instead of n, I'll write n minus 1. Times, you got n minus 1 plus 1. So I'll replace the n with n minus 1. Times, you'll have n plus 1 and then plus 2. Okay, you just replace, this is like where the n was. Okay, so n minus 1, what am I doing? It's supposed to be n minus 1. Okay, you replace the n with n minus 1. So that's our n replaced by n minus 1. That's our other n replaced by n minus 1, and that's the first n replaced by n minus 1. So they've taken the place of n. Okay, and it says that show that Sn minus 1 equals Pn. So let's first find out what this is, and then subtract these two. You have 1/6 times, this will give you n minus 1 plus 1 give you n. Then you've got n minus 1 times, and you've got n minus 1 plus 2, which is n plus 1. Okay, and it says show that when you subtract these two, so I'm going to write Sn first, so 1/6 times n plus 1 times n plus 2 minus 1/6 times n minus 1 times n plus 1. Okay, now, to show that it simplifies to this, It's very long-winded if we actually expanded everything and then, try to simplify it to this. It would still work, you'd get the right answer, but there's a lot of expanding to do. What's much easier for us to do here is to look for common factors, okay, in these two. Okay, now what's common in these two? Well, you've got 1/6 is common. You've got an n that's common. And you've got here n plus 1 and n plus 1 is also common, all right? So you have 1/6 n times n plus 1 times, and then what you left in the brackets? If I take 1/6 n plus 1 out of there, I'm left with n plus 2. And if I take 1/6 n times n plus 1 out of here, I'm left with n minus 1. You're going to have minus, this is a minus here, you have minus, you've got to be careful about the sign here now. It's going to be minus, it's going to be n minus 1, right? Okay, close that bracket. Okay, we're going to have to take out, so if I multiply this, if I multiply 1/6 n times n plus 1 by minus n times n minus 1, you're left with exactly that, so that's fine. Now you've got to be careful of that minus sign, so you have a 6n times n plus 1, and you're going to have n plus 2 minus n plus 1. Okay, so the n minus n will cancel out. So now what you're left with? You're left with 1/6 times n plus 1 times 2 plus 1, which is 3. Okay, now 3 cancels with the 6, leaving with 2. So that gives you a half times n plus 1, which is exactly what we had to prove. Okay, so I hope that wraps up that question and makes it clear for all of you. Please let me know some comments if there are any problems you still have. I can explain further. Thank you very much.